There's a huge diversity of spiders that call dune systems home, and the list of spiders in the Tennyson Dunes would be enormous. It's probably easiest to divide the spiders into the primitive spiders, which are the big ground-dwelling spiders that live in a hole and have to plunge down on their prey in order to strike. So they have to rear their bodies up and plunge down on their prey. They can't move their fangs independently. And then you've got a whole host of orb-weaving spiders which need to build a web. And they're probably going to be most obvious at night, where their webs would, traverse some of the pathways and you'd see them in bushes. During the day, you're probably only likely to see old webs or webs of smaller orb-weavers that are hidden off in the bushes. Then you've got things like wolf spiders, which are ground-dwelling spiders that might live in a burrow or might just live under a piece of wood or in the debris on the ground, and they're often pretty obvious at night as well. Their little eyes will glow red in torchlight, and they can give the dunes quite an eerie sort of a feel. There's a whole host of tiny little jumping spiders, which I think are the most likely spider for you to have on you if you brush against a plant or something like that. Often people will find a little jumping spider running around on their arm. They're pretty harmless. They don't tend to contain too much venom or not venom that's particularly toxic. And they're really obvious because they have great big heavy sort of mandibles that make them look like quite a funny top heavy little spider, and they run around with their little arms sort of waving in the air. There's a host of spiders that are less obvious to people, and they're the spiders that have really cryptic kind of camouflage abilities. And so the flower spiders probably fall into that category. And if you're very careful and you look among the flowers of the Myoporum plants, you might be lucky enough to spot a little white flower spider sitting in among the plant, looking very much like it's part of the flower, waiting for some sort of pollinator or an ant to come along and not notice that it's there, waiting to grab it out and gobble it up. Another spider that's pretty common everywhere in Australia is the huntsman spider, and they're a really big group of spiders that occur in almost every environment, and certainly the dunes are no exception to that. Huntsmen can be found in any kind of habitat and in any kind of microclimate within that habitat. So you get huntsmen that live inside wood, huntsmen that live on bark, huntsmen that live in the foliage of plants, and they can range in size from really small, around the sort of 10-cent piece size and still be an adult, right up to huntsmen that are close to the size of your hand. Again, they're relatively harmless spiders, and I think if you calm around huntsmen, they'll be calm around you, and hopefully reveal to you some of their incredible hunting abilities.